Adam, we get to talk about some of the glory days of water skiing today.
Yes, there is nothing quite like the old ESPN hot summer nights.
It's showtime. This is The Ski Show, the ultimate show ski podcast, and your one and only source for all things show skiing, bringing you news, knowledge, and interviews with the legends and stars of our sport. Here are your hosts, Matt Heilman and Adam Schaller.
Welcome to the Ski Show, still the only media on the planet dedicated to the sport of show skiing. We have an incredible episode today, part one of a two-part series we are doing on freestyle jumping called Then and Now. And our Then episode today is going to feature three legends, Hank Amos, Scott Clack, and Mike Tolzmann. And in our next episode, we're going to talk with three of the best freestyle jumpers today, and we're going to compare and contrast eras, and it's going to be so much fun to chat with all these guys.
For sure. Today's sponsors are the Board Shop. All your summer and winter board sports gear is yours at bswake.com. The Paul Stokes Agency at American Family Insurance. Let Paul be your insurance agent. And as always, FlymanSkis, custom-made jump skis, and Featherboard swivel skis at affordable prices. You can get yours at FlymanSkis.com.
Not much current news happening right now in terms of recapping events or whatnot. There are a couple of small things going on. For one, our Ski Show Awards Committee is crazy hard at work. They're on meetings number 4 and 5 of their process and going through all the categories and all the nominations for the Ski Show Awards. Incredible work they're doing to recognize people within our sport. And they're going to be voting soon, and by early December, we are going to be releasing our top 5 nominees in each category. Coming up next week, depending on when you're listening to this episode, the big NSSA meeting is next week in Florida, November 7th and 8th down in Florida. There's also a Send It night jump competition on Friday night, a Flaunt It swivel comp on Saturday morning, and a turkey shoe out on Saturday afternoon. So there's a lot of events in the Winter Haven area next weekend, so that's going to be great. We'll likely have some news coming out of that weekend for our next episode or future episodes. But today, we're going to cut to the chase, and we're going to spend more time with our legendary guests in this episode because it's going to be a fun one. But before we introduce our guests, let's first, Adam, talk about the Paul Stokes Agency at American Family Insurance.
Yeah, Paul is a fantastic insurance agent with American Family Insurance, and you should definitely check him out. Paul's tagline is "Get stoked, stay stoked," and you know with Paul, you're going to get some great service.
Yep. He is backed by one of the best in American Family Insurance. They can cover all your needs and provide service at a crazy high level. Paul's been helping show skiers and water skiers with their insurance needs for many years. Contact the Paul Stokes Agency at American Family today and get that quote and save money on your insurance. Get stoked and stay stoked with Paul Stokes and American Family Insurance.
Okay, time to get to our featured interview. As Matt mentioned earlier, this is going to be a 2-part episode on freestyle jump called Then and Now. Today's episode features 3 legends from the past, from the glory days of freestyle jump. Let's welcome to the show none other than Hank Amos, Scott Clack, and Mike Tolzmann. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for having us.
This is going to be awesome. Looking forward to this. Hank and Scott, you guys have been on the podcast in the past. We mostly talked about you guys individually in your career. Mike, we haven't had a chance to have you on yet. Super excited to have you on today. And yeah, it's going to be great. And we're excited to talk about your era of freestyle jump. There's a lot of excitement going around with the current freestyle era, and we really want to harken back to your era and dig in and talk about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mike, you went in the attic earlier, didn't you? Yeah. I love
Is this audio and video, or are we just going to see the audio, or just do the audio?
That's what my sponsors gave me.
It's audio and video.
Okay, cool, because I don't want anyone to miss Tolzmann's outfit.
The colors are bright. They're still rocking.
Yeah. He's got Coors Light. Look at that.
I remember that. There we are.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, let's dive in. You guys, I want to talk about just get it so our audience is familiar with your time as freestyle jumpers. I'd like to hear from you guys each. How many years were you guys on tour, and anything you want to share in terms of tour titles or career accomplishments in the freestyle jump realm? Hank, let's start with you.
That's a good question. I think I was on tour for 4 or 5 years. I can't even remember. A lot of concussions, but probably 4 or 5 years. I won a couple events, had a really good time, drank a lot of beer, and I think my one thing that I'm most proud of is I did a 99-foot one-ski mow. I was super stoked about that.
Jeez.
That was a world record.
Okay.
That's insane.
That's money.
Yeah, and truth be told,
That's
the
why
only
I
reason
quit.
the only reason I hit the jump is because I was too terrified to let go. I was going so fast. I should have balked.
Jeepers. That's crazy. Yeah, I want to hear more about that, and we're gonna build up to that, because some of the jumps you guys are doing in your era and some of the coolest tricks you guys are doing. That's insane, dude. That's awesome. Scott, how about you?
Ooh, 8 from the beginning. So, Mike, 83, 84. Is that right? Something like that? 83, 84? Till about 90 or 91, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rob Shirley cranked it up with the International Water Ski Tour. Yeah, that was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, how about you?
Yeah, so I missed the first couple of years. I was living in Germany. Got back, and my boss, he was the same boss as Scott at the time. He says, "Hey, you got one shot if you want to try the pro tour." And so I got in on. So that was 85 to 95, and then a couple of years. My second year, more importantly than getting on the in the Hall of Fame and starting one ski freestyle, I was the first guy in like 3 decades to ever beat Scott Clack. He'd never been beat. That's really my claim to fame.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
It was. I cheated. It was in Madison. You know.
I would have retired if I ever beat him.
Don't let him know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
funny.
And you guys collectively, the three of you span a lot of years of that freestyle tour in those days, from Scott's time from the beginning up into the mid 90s, you guys, and that's cool. So can't wait to hear more about that.
Well, let's go back a little bit, well before the tour. How old were you guys when you learned how to freestyle? Mike, we'll start with you.
I learned on jump skis, actually. I was 13, and I got hired at Tommy Bartlett's ski show, and then they found out I was only 13, so I couldn't be hired, so they hired Matt, who was only 9 at the time.
Right.
But I was banned from taking trick skis over the jump. My dad broke a paddle on my ass for breaking several trick skis.
Mike, when was your first invert? How old were you?
That was 1980. I learned a gainer and dislocated my shoulder on the first one, and I've never thrown a baseball since.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was a year later that I actually learned a flip. I learned a gainer first. Then
And how old were you then? Were you 13, 14, 15 doing flips and gainers?
No, I would have been 18, 19.
18, 19. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Scott, how about you?
Man, I got a late start. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to do any of that stuff. I was 3-event competing ever since I was probably 6 years old, and I started skiing. You know, I started competing at 10, jumping and whatnot. So I don't know, by the time I got to the Gardens, 81, right? 81, 82. I didn't start freestyle jumping until then. I'd never done a flip or a heli or anything like that.
You were jumping 150 feet at 10 years old.
Yeah. No, maybe not that. But yeah, I was in men's one jumping 150. Yeah, right around there. Yeah. So yeah, I had been jumping for a long time. So, and I had a gymnastics and diving background and swimming and stuff like that. And I kind of just grew up on the water. My mom and dad dragging me all over the place. But yeah, so I got a late start, but I had a really good foundation of jumping before I ever started. So it picked it up pretty quick.
So how old were you when you made that first gainer or flip?
I did flips first. I was probably 19, 20. Yeah, 19. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's great.
And then I did. I just wanted to be in the jump pack. So you can't be in the jump pack until you could do flips and helis. So
yeah,
I just did that. So we'd practice after work and do as much as we could. Yeah, it was fun. Gainers came pretty quick, but I had unbelievable coaches, man. Mike Body. I don't know if you ever seen Mike Body do a gainer. He's known for barefooting, but that dude throws the most beautiful gainer you've ever seen. Huh. He's beautiful. Yeah, he and Mark Jackson, those guys taught me how to do that.
That explains it.
Yeah.
And then Beeman. You can't go fast enough. The boat could not. Beeman would call out the driver and just give him the big. He's like, "You got nut. You can't go fast enough." So you just throw the throttle down. We were doing gainers as fast as the boat could go. Oh my God. You just got to hang on, man. That's like Hank said earlier. You want to hang with the boys, you better hang on because it's going to be a rough one.
Wow.
Hank, how about you?
Yeah, I went over the water ski jump for the first time when I was 12. I did my first heli when I was 13. My first front flip when I was 14. My first gainer when I was 15. And my first mob when I was 16.
Jeez,
I'd like to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Each year.
I should be a lot better for starting so young, but
they're still walking up there.
That's true.
So as you guys are learning tricks, so at variety of ages, Hank was a little younger, kind of learning some of this. Did you all have coaches? Were you just winging it? What was the training like for learning new tricks, starting from the beginning? And then I want to talk even later as you were skilled advanced jumpers. Mike, how about you? Did somebody coach?
Well, it's pretty much like Scott said. It's a foundation that you had before. I was a 3-eventer, trick, slalom, and jump. So I could jump pretty far already. Mm-hmm. But then we couldn't afford to 3-event ski anymore, so we joined Capital City so we could still ski. And then, then you started to have to learn helis and flips and stuff like that in the ski show. And so once you have a trick foundation, everything comes off of that. And, you've been accustomed to cutting at the jump as hard as you can. And so it was basically the foundation. And as far as the learning, it went from McCormick to my brother to me. So everything is passed on down. And I've taught so many people how to, who wanted to get jobs. We just keep passing it down.
Great.
Save years off of somebody's time just by putting them in the right position.
Sure.
Scott, how about you?
I had a lot of coaches. I wouldn't even call them coaches. It's more, when you join a club, and I think everybody would agree with that, you got the elders there who are there just kind of helping along the way. So I had I had guys like Paul Merrill and I mean, Ricky McCormick I grew up skiing with Ricky, kind of a foundation from him. But those guys, when I got to the show, it was more of the guys that are jumping. You just kind of get out there, and everybody's coaching. It doesn't matter, and you just got to pick what works for you, because everybody teaches differently. So sometimes you're not, it's like being a dad trying to teach your kid something. You can tell him till you're blue in the face, but a guy over here tells him the same thing, and he gets it. So I think it's just you have a group of people that you pulled from and that you just learn from. And the beauty about skiing and shows is that every day you're doing it, every day. And you just hone your craft. You just keep getting better, because it's just, one, it's fun and you enjoy it. When it doesn't become fun, then it's time to hang them up. So, that's I guess that's what I would say. Till you reach a certain point where the coaches can't offer you anything because you've outpaced where they are. So.
Let's dive in with you, Hank. What was it like growing up? Coaches, mentors?
Yeah, I got so lucky, guys. Like I think I told you guys this the last time I spoke with you, but like the trajectory of my entire life changed when there was a ski show that put a water ski jump on my lake. And I immediately had this group of guys that, were doing flips, helis, gainers. And there was a particular freestyle jumper named Terry McCanespy. I don't know if you guys ever remember him.
Yeah, he skied on the tour.
Yeah.
He did, right? And he was a privateer. I think at the time he was the only guy on the tour that didn't ski for a pro ski show. And Terry was on my ski team. And so I just looked up to him like he was God, and he would teach me everything he knew. And then on the weekends, I'd go watch Scotty over at Cypress Gardens and take notes. And, I had a picture of Scotty Clack on my wall growing up. So
that's messed up.
Dude, but it was different for me, because when you were on the tour, Scott, and even Mike, to a certain point, you guys were the inaugural class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was late enough coming in that I'd been watching you guys on TV for years and years and years. And I tell you, my first couple tour stops, I was just starstruck. I was like, oh my God, I'm skiing against Scott Clack, Mike Tolzmann, Dave Dotter, all these guys. So I'm kind of glad that I got to experience that, that fanboy scenario of it all. Because I tell you what, man, I was nervous as hell the first couple stops.
That's
awesome. And you were young then, and as you guys, I've sort of like to get in the weeds here and kind of geek out about some of the freestyle stuff. But as you were learning tricks, was there any trampoline work, land preparation? What went into some of that stuff, and then some of the higher level stuff as you went on? Was there, or was it in your day? Was it, all right, I can do this. Let's go out and try it. I saw him do it. I'm going to wrap one up and try it.
Yeah, I'll start. My coach for a gainer was Jim Elliott. He was a tomahawk water skier. Everyone calls him Idiot, but he was really one of the first gainer guys. He taught Mark Jackson how to do a gainer, same time he taught me. But it was basically, we're going to start you at 38 miles an hour, throw your head back. I got halfway, dislocated my shoulder. So we went up in the stand. This was in Tennessee. Went up in the stands, had a beer and a shot, and then he said, "Well, you got to go faster."
Let's go faster.
3/4 the way around, and knocked out. And he goes, "We need a faster boat." That's an outboard, which is a lot faster than that.
Oh my God!
No way.
I made my third one.
Doing about 60.
Oh my God!
Because you were so scared. That's why you made it. Like, oh my
God!
No, he'd been drinking, smoking, and going 45 miles an hour, and he made it.
Okay, everybody listening to this is not how you learn a gainer. Okay, just don't. That's not.
Hey,
ideal.
This is the theme is then and now. So
Right.
That was kind of the.
That was
no trampolines, more speed.
No trampolines, more speed. Did you guys ever do, and maybe Scott or Hank did, any video? Did you watch back any video of it? Did you shoot, or was that not even a thing then?
Scotty?
At that point,
That big old camera.
Camcorder.
Camcorder. Yeah.
Those beta tapes were kind of hard to find. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
I watched.
actually videoed all of the Pro Tour events, all of you guys. And for COVID, I was going to put together a tape for everybody. I got Hazelwood's world record of this, and inadvertently, someone threw out all of my
What?
tapes.
Oh, that's terrible.
That would have been golden.
Oh man.
Yeah, I had all the people video all of our runs when you were on the stage winning, and all of that is gone.
Wow, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Scott, how about you? Training for tricks. What'd that look like?
Yeah, so trampoline. Yeah, I did some trampoline work. I used to trick on a trampoline, so it kind of learned how to pass handle and stuff when I was younger. Yeah. So we had a trampoline in the backyard, but so passing handles was real key. Yeah. But the trampoline is kind of weird though. I mean, you can try to get your body right in the air, get your air sense in the trampoline, and you can put a rope, and it's just not. I never felt like it was the same. I mean, air sense wise, you get to learn how to do it, but it's a totally different feel. I tell you what I did. You know, most of the time it's just like, let's go. We're going to go roll it off the end and do the flip and heli, and then you try a 7 and then work your way up and do the gainer. And then when it came to a mob, I watched, actually with, Spray magazine back then, maybe it had transitioned over, but Harold Cole, there's a picture of Harold Cole doing a mob, and he was on these tiny little skis and he was all wrapped up, and they did this like picture that showed the sequence of the whole trick. I'd never seen him do it. I'd never seen it live, but I was looking at it going, holy crap, that's cool. But I didn't like the wrap like that because it just was unnatural to me. So I thought, okay, I got to go figure this out. So Hank, you remember the big pool we used to have at the gardens, that huge pool?
Yeah.
So if you could go down underneath the pool, and there was windows in there, and then you could see underneath. It's like wiki-watchy type swimming thing. But anyway, I went underwater and wrapped the rope up and did the trick in the pool underwater. So I could just do it real slow and figure out how to pass the handle. So I would just put a weight on it, and then Mark or somebody was watching me underwater. I said, I think you could do it. I think you could do it this way, regular wrap rather than cross wrap. So I did it in the pool.
I've never heard of anyone doing it underwater like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool because you can slow everything down, especially on intricate hand passes and stuff, because I didn't know how it was going to work. That's how I did it.
That is crazy, because I had forgotten until now how Cole used to cross wrap for those.
Yeah, it's wild.
Wow.
He did awesome. 7s like that too. That's nuts. I just was like, oh, this is just too awkward. Yeah.
So Scott Clack learned mobs by looking at a sequence of still photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, hey, the first mob I ever threw was I said I might as well try it. Corky the Clown with a pair of trick skis. I said, let's go. I got it figured out.
Really?
Let's give it a shot. I landed right on the skis. I'm like, holy crap!
Wow.
I came off and landed and went. I did miss the handle. Didn't even, because I had no idea where I was. But then it can be done.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
I learned by watching Scott. Fred goes, "Hey, put on some skis and follow him." And I was smoking about 3 packs a day, and he was going faster than I'd ever skied on 2 jump skis before. And he does a mob, goes upside down, checks out the audience. Okay. Then he looks, I'll land over there. Boom. And I'm like, wow, I got to learn that in 6 weeks? Okay.
Go faster.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hank, how about you?
Yeah, a lot of trampoline. We had a trampoline in our backyard, and probably like Scotty, I tied a ski rope off at the right angle to a tree with some bungee cord on it, and I'd, bounce, and when you go for the mob, you bounce back into the rope, so the rope's tight, and you get a proper handle pass, and that's how I would work on mobs and 7s and all that stuff.
Huh. That's cool. You guys, was there a standard trick progression in your era? Because we're going to talk about today's era in a little bit. But, like, was it heli, flip, or gainer, 720 mob? Was that basically, or did some people not do sevens and go straight to mobs? Was there pretty much a standard progression of tricks as you escalated?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the order. But
over
yeah,
a
for me
seven.
it was helis, flips, gainers, mobs, sevens, and then all the other assorted one ski shenanigans.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I did 7 before Mo because it was a natural thing.
Yeah.
So I went through that progression. Flip or heli, flip, gainer, 7, Mo. Yeah.
I did heli, gainer,
Yeah, you
flip, 900.
Attaboy.
That hurt. Then I did a 720.
Oh,
Then
You did the first backward landing. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
nice.
Well, did you guys
Landed.
learn that? Did you
The
guys
other
learn everything
shoulder.
on two? Did you guys learn everything on two skis first?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one ski wasn't even around until I got on the tour. Just when the year that I was going to start on the tour, they started doing one ski stuff, and I was like, ah, shit.
Right?
And then all the pain started all over again.
Who started the one ski stuff?
I don't know,
Some idiot.
jerk,
Some idiot jackhole.
some guy with one good shoulder.
Yeah, because two skis just wasn't stupid enough. So progression was heli, gainer, flip. Ride over. Ride overs were fun. But I learned a
ski.
gainer before I did it.
Did you do? Yeah, and so, Mike, you started one ski stuff. Did you do two ski mobs before you did one ski gainers, or did you start one?
We did two ski mobs before one ski. It was 87.
Yeah, so it was all still two ski stuff.
Yeah, Ed Brazil and Kevin Gunther, they bet me a beer I could do it.
Huh.
So I'm like, okay, all right. Everything had a beer riding on it back then.
Yeah.
Everything. Every jump, every walk, every slalom, everything had a beer riding on it.
What was for the three of you? What was the hardest trick for you?
Hardest
Double
trick you've
front.
ever learned, or hardest for you?
Double front.
Double front.
Brutal.
Yeah.
How many of those did you try, Scott? And were you successful for our audience?
Once.
You made one.
One.
How many in the
And I-
world have made a double front?
I know. Yeah.
Not
You
me.
and Zane?
Zane.
You and Zane.
Yeah. I watched Zane. Crazy story. So we were owned by Anheuser-Busch at the time. August Busch flies in. They're going to do this walkthrough, and everybody has to. There's an entourage that follows everybody, or follows those guys. They came down to the ski show, and we're just walking through and Zane just happened to be going out and doing his run, and he just jumps off the dock. August Busch is standing there. Zane goes out and hucks a double and nails it and skis away. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Are you kidding? I'm like, you have no idea what you just saw. It's just unbelievable. I'm shaking him like that. He's looking at me like, you idiot, get your hands off of me. I was so excited. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
so that
the
was
only
the
time.
hardest trick for you. You tried a bunch. You made one.
Probably 100.
100.
At least
Wow.
100 times.
Beat
Yeah,
yourself up doing that.
ankles, yeah, all that. All that.
Jeez.
Never made
Yes.
one.
Wow.
Did it? I did it on a kicker ramp too. Gunther was jacking with me. He was. I did a kicker. I did a double and stuck it, and Gunther pulled the pin, and he just laughed. He goes, "You'll make another one."
Oh,
Oh. Yeah,
No way.
a little kicker. That's the thing to do it on though, because you
Yeah.
can slow it down, and
That's cool.
it doesn't hurt as bad.
And there, guys are doing that today. They're going to wake parks where you get the high pull and the invert ramp, and starting some stuff there.
Yeah, that's cool to watch.
Yeah.
What they're doing today is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I made that. Cool.
Mike, you never made the double front. Was that the hardest trick for you, or what was your hardest trick? What was the hardest trick you did, and what was the hardest for you to learn?
I would say the two ski front mob, you really had to over rotate it so you didn't tweak your knee. Where I thought the one ski front mob going over the rope was easier.
Okay.
And everything on one ski is much safer. So I try to push the one ski because you don't have to land perfect on 50-50. You could land anywhere. You're always going to take all the impact on one ski and be safe. Where if you land off on two, one of the knees, some bad things are going to happen, even if you make the trick. Where one ski, it's so much safer.
Yep. Hank, how about you? What tricks?
Hardest trick that I ever made consistently was probably a one ski front mob.
Okay.
Yeah, those were tricky. Those were tough, and then one ski sevens for me. I'd stick one every once in a while, but man, 50-50. Yeah.
All right.
Was
I want to learn
one
more
ski
about
7? Was that a double wrap or a single wrap with a handle pass?
I would double wrap. Yeah.
Would you guys all double wrap your sevens?
I've done both, but 99% of the time by double wrap.
And Scott, you were handle pass guy, right?
I double wrapped it.
Oh, you did?
I did a wrap and a half and a double and a handle pass. I'd rather, if I was going to go far, I did a double if I was super confident. I got to a point where I lost all my confidence in sevens because I was trying 1080s and I lost because I was throwing them really hard, and you don't have to throw a 7 hard, and so I kept throwing it too hard, and I'd just over rotate or get off axis. So I just do a handle pass because that way I can get away from the rope.
Yeah, those were some thumpers, man. When you messed up a long distance 7.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like you guys, I can't imagine the beating you're taking. I want to dig in more in a second on some of those really hard tricks. We also got to get to some ad spots here, Adam. We can't talk about freestyle jump here without talking about Flyman, you know?
Yeah, you know all about them. Custom-made jump skis, featherboard, swivel skis at affordable prices. These skis are made for skiers, by skiers, and they had a big year.
Yeah, that's right. FlymanSkis orchestrated thousands in prize money for the Buck Up tour stops this year. They started live streaming many of the events, complete with commentary, replays, and more. Really great stuff. It was an awesome addition to the freestyle tour this year.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
And, of course, they have custom-made jump skis and custom featherboard swivel skis for skiers of all abilities. To get your skis, reach out to Flyman at an event near you or hop online at FlymanSkis.com. That's FlymanSkis.com.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about front mobs and 1080s. So first of all, did 1080s, was that a thing, and who was doing those tricks? Because, like, we talk about 720s, and there's only a smattering of guys. There's only a couple guys today that have even tried them. That was more common trick in your era, and then were guys doing 1080s? I know there was a handful. Jeff Schmick was, correct?
Yeah.
What was that like? Talk about 1080s a little bit.
Yeah, they were brutal. I mean, they were, I don't know many were made, to be honest with you. It was just a progression trick right before the one ski stuff came. So the 1080 was the next step forward. So
do you think there were only a couple guys that ever made a 1080, or?
I don't know of anyone that ever did. I threw a couple and got my ass handed to me. Yeah. And I was like, that's good for me.
Okay.
I never skied away from one. I got the handle popped out. I don't know that I ever run away from one. Yeah.
I had one because the DOD wasn't worth it. Yeah. So I did a front mob.
Yeah.
It didn't, the payoff wasn't there.
Yeah,
so
it went away.
No reason to do it.
Who invented the front mob? And secondarily, people our age watching old freestyle tour videos, our perception watching old ESPN videos is that you were all chasing Reinhardt trying to perfect the front mob because he had done that and won tour stop after tour stop after tour stop. Was that the case? And who started that front mob transition there?
think it was Reinhardt. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave did.
Yeah.
And then once I perfected it, he went to the Backlander.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right away, because we caught up to him on that. So he added a new trick, the Backlander. So
What is a backlander?
So so you're talking about the back half or the front half?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, him and Zane. Once I started doing front mobs, they switched to that, and then the tour ended.
Yep.
Then it was done.
But was that really the case? You guys were chasing Dave on the front mobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I finally, if I could make a one ski front mob and a one ski 7, I had a chance of winning, and I won a couple tour stops that way. But I was so hit and miss with both of those tricks that it had to be an act of God. And Dave could go out and crack off a one ski front mob without missing, and if he did fall, he just wouldn't let go, and he would tumble up. I saw that more times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, to back up a little bit, back to a 720. The greatest freestyle jump ever was 103-foot 720 stick, which it equals 206-foot helicopter by Scott Clack in Indiana for the win. Clutch jump.
So Scott Clack did 103-foot 720.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that's 206.
Yeah.
World record was only 203. That's why it was the greatest jump of all time.
Does your guys' generation of freestylers still keep in touch at all?
It's funny because I've probably seen Mike more probably in the last year and a half than I have in the last 15.
Whenever they do something up in Winter Haven, we all get together,
Yeah.
and watch you guys. They're really keeping everything going. They're exciting, just like us. It's great. They put on a great show.
But do you guys ever, you talk to Dave, do you talk to Matt May, do you guys stay in touch?
Yeah, I've talked to Reinhardt quite a bit, and then I was actually on the phone with Gino Yockler today.
Yeah.
So, every once in a while, I'm lucky enough to see Scott or Mike down at a Hall of Fame banquet or something. So we keep in touch.
Yeah, everybody's kind of got their thing going right now, so it's hard to. But we cross paths a good bit, which is nice. Yeah, it's fun. I haven't talked to Reinhardt in a long time. I need to check in on him.
How competitive was the tour? Like was it more hanging out, buddy stuff, or was it like, yeah, I'm here to win?
It was buddy. It was buddy until you got on the water.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and there was the air changed as soon as our event came up. You know what I mean? Because we were all great friends back then, and drinking buddies, and you name it, and cohorts and crime and all that stuff. But when we put the skis on, it was a different story. Like I can remember looking over at Reinhardt a couple times and just wanted to murder him. Like literally, like I'm going to crush your soul today. And unfortunately, that never happened.
But that competitiveness was there. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got back on the dock. Hey, you kicked my ass. Hey, I beat you.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, but when it was ski time, it was go time for all of us, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, Tolzmann. Mike had his routine before. He would be off by himself, rope wrapped around a tree somewhere, and he's going through his whole he was like in this Zen deal. Yeah, you didn't want to mess with that guy because he was just like doing he did his whole routine. I'm watching him. I'm like, I just stayed away from him, and
I was too injured to practice. All going on was in the tour.
That's so funny.
You needed the mental reps.
That's funny.
Goods.
Yeah, that's funny. Did you guys push each other, like learning new tricks? How was that escalation? Oh crap, he just made this. Like, so we talked a little bit about the front mob. Was that way even earlier for you, Scott? Like, going into the one ski stuff, or what was that like, pushing each other to the next level?
Yeah. I was on the backside. I was on my way out in
Sure.
the front mob, and I learned the front 2-ski front mob, and I was doing 1-ski stuff. And I'm like, Hank was one of the main reasons I gave it up, because I can't hang with that guy. He was so good and so clean and so pretty. I mean, his gainers were gorgeous. So I was like, I had torn my ACL, and I was like, I'm kind of reaching the end. I felt like I'd done enough for what I wanted. I wasn't going to beat myself up anymore. I said, it's time to bow out. So, I got to the 1-ski mobs, 1-ski stuff, and I probably did a year of that. Maybe I don't think I did 2, maybe a year of it. But it was kind of funny because you see guys, they kind of, if a new trick was happening, if you were skiing in the show with that person, you obviously knew it because you were kind of training together. But sometimes, it was always coming out of winter. Okay, what's the next thing? What's going to happen this next year? Because you were hearing little things, but we wouldn't train together. I mean, I didn't, at least. Maybe I'm a little bit different, but I wasn't training, with these guys. I would kind of do my own thing. But you would see, I'm watching Zane come up and watching Hank come up, and I'm like, man, these guys they got a whole nother gear.
If I was the reason you retired, Zane was the reason I retired. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you guys, when did the back landing stuff, Mike mentioned that, and because that's more prevalent today now.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, talk about the back landing stuff and how prevalent that was in the heyday of the tour.
It was very really last year and a half, and then it's done.
Okay.
But I thought there were a lot easier doing a 1-ski front mob. You got to go over the rope, and you have to go 80 plus. You can't make it in the 70s. You got to go 80, 90.
A front mob, you have to go long enough to complete the trick.
Yeah. A back here, I can go 50, or I can go 80.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a natural flow of it. But back to training and stuff. When I started the 1-ski, Reinhardt would drive out to it where he would wait literally for hours with his video camera. And I would see him, and I would just make him wait and wait and wait.
He's like stealing game film. He's like the Patriots Spygate.
That's funny.
He outweighted me. I'm like, I really need to practice. So he watched me. And, they would all break into my bag and measure my 1-ski, where the bindings go and shit like that.
Huh.
But we had instant feedback. What was different back then, all 4 boats would go out.
Mm-hmm.
He goes out, and we see he's in mid-80s. Oh, shit. We got to bring it to mid-80s. We can't go 70. Oh, shit. This guy went 90. I'm going to get hurt, or maybe I'll place. Okay? So you just had to match what they did. You could easily see that was a 7, that was a 9. Anything that Hank did was a 10.
Right.
So you just had to add 20 feet to tie him. So, like back then, here's Hank's landing back then. Okay, this is a 100-foot gainer. Okay, here's his landing. Did you see it? Okay.
So feathery and beautiful.
Here's everyone else. Okay. So that was then and now.
You're too kind.
That's how good Hank's 1-ski gainer was.
Yeah.
This was his landing.
Butter.
It was insane.
Yeah.
No one has yet figured that out.
So true.
He obviously has anti-gravity skis. It's cheap. It can't be done.
You're too kind, buddy. You're too kind. Well, I knew that was the only chance I had. You guys were going so big, Mike. I was like, holy crap. My first two years on the tour was trying to figure out how to go far. And that was my whole evolution. And that's the thing. I love where freestyle's at today. But man, we were cutting at it. Like we were, excuse my French, we were balls out. You know, as hard as you could cut on a slalom jump ski towards the jump and just doof. And I just remember there's so much airtime and, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that was my whole thing is like, how do I catch up to these guys? Because you guys, it was like me coming out of the B League baseball, you know, league to major leagues. You guys were cutting so hard.
What's the two ski front? 134, 130 something?
Yeah, well, that was because Scott said, "I'll buy you a beer if you beat Joe's record." I'm like, "No, that's Joe's record.
Let's go."
You know, and so come on, man, I'll buy you beer. So I like, okay, he went 132. I'm gonna only beat him by a little. I went 134, and you know, Scott's true to his word. He walked over to the beer tent and bought me a beer.
So that's the longest that you guys know of. The record, two ski front flip, 134 feet.
Yeah, 134.
How about one ski?
Right, competition. I fell 149.
Wow.
And have the dislocated rib to prove it.
What about one ski flip? Any distance record that we know of on that?
I went 130 in the tournament on that.
130 on a one ski flip.
And I skied away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm crow.
Yeah.
And then 139, I dislocated my ear. I done that.
The only guy that today that's been close to that is Liam Klotzbach. He cuts at a one ski flip and he flies.
That's cool.
So did for a while Jason Richling was hauling at one ski front flips, like just hauling ass at them. And some of the guys today are getting after that. Yeah.
3 of them hit the century mark last week.
Yep.
At the buck up.
Correct.
There.
Very cool.
Oh, did some guys go 100 feet?
Yep.
3 of them.
3 guys went 100 feet.
Wow.
That's cool.
I'm working with them I saw them at Nationals up in Wisconsin, and we just put their hands. I said, look, find a video of Hank and just do that. And that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
If you're on 2 skis, find a video of Scott. Just don't feed into it. Just do it.
Oh man, that's great. I didn't know they were going that far. That's good. That's good
I
news.
didn't either. Yeah, that is nice to hear.
Well, they finally got a real course. They were at Travers. Judges, a machine. So it just elevated. It was in the air. They knew that before it was a not pro driver just driving around, and they had a buoy. It wasn't a jump course.
Mm-hmm.
This was a jump course, and they all appreciated. They had a 600-foot swing out buoy. They had reference points to hit it. They upped their game. Every one of them upped and right up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
The opportunity, they rose to it.
What back in the day on tour, what kind of prize money was involved? Like how much are we talking if you won? Stop.
5, 8, 12, and 2. So 4th place, you lost money. Unless you had good sponsors.
Yeah, I think $2,000 was the most for top spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what though?
And were most of you guys sponsored?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first year though, the International Water Ski Tour that Rob put together, it was before Coors Light and any of that, was pretty cool because you were guaranteed money out of the gate. Your airfare, your travel, your hotels, everything was paid for, plus you had guaranteed prize money to get it going. That was his way of getting it going.
Yeah.
And making sure that we had consistency throughout the whole thing. It was really cool. It was the whole experience of the tour.
Yeah. That's cool. So you guys, about $2,000 top prize money. What were sponsorship deals? What do they look like for the top athletes? What was that cash? Was it equipment? Was it both? What other sorts of deals were you guys getting as top athletes? Boats?
Scotty, Mike.
Okay, I had Connolly. It
Yeah.
depended on what placement you were at, and if it was on TV, you got anywhere from 300-800, depending on the placement and how much TV. I had actually Tylenol sponsor. Every
You
time
should have.
I got on TV, I got $500 for that.
Huh.
So and then Fred Hardwick, we were there to get more skiers. We had ski shows around the world, so he helped me out. Days off, this and that.
Okay.
I only do eight jumps in a weekend versus 40 ski acts, working 4 shows a day.
Uh-huh.
It was a day off.
Huh.
And then I had goggle sponsors,
Yeah.
little money, and
It's great.
wetsuit sponsors for some placement.
I probably was a little different. I'm more conservative by nature from that standpoint, because I wanted a flat fee with a bonus. So I worked a bonus in if I won the tour, but I was getting a monthly stipend, expenses. Mastercraft was my sponsor, so I had a boat, and then different Mastercraft skis. I went through a couple of different ski companies, not because I wanted to, but the companies just changed, and I was doing some O'Brien, and I ended up my career with HO. But a little fledgling company called Oakley started out sponsoring us. And Sammy Duvall was a good friend, still is a good friend. He was really good to me, helping me navigate the sponsorship waters and introduced me to Oakley. And matter of fact, it's funny. I talked to a guy by the name of Greg Arnett, who was one of the founders of Oakley. He was a super cool dude. And I haven't talked to him in years. And I just spoke with him the other night out of the blue. He ended up going on and creating Arnett sunglasses, and then his son did. I mean, sold to Bausch and Lomb and whatnot. But super. I say this to say that I remember getting a box. Just boxes of just Oakley parts, they're all clip-ons, all the big Oakley, and I would just give them to my friends, and because the kid won't have, nowadays, that was just how they were growing. They had the big goggles and all that. So I was Catch It Sportswear, Mastercraft, those are a few. So I would get, I worked it out monthly,
Cool.
and product.
Hank, how about you?
Yeah, I had just win incentives with my wetsuit company. I was with Jet Pilot. They were pretty great for a while. And then I was with Oakley. Scott Ellis and I got picked up by Oakley, and that was a really fun sponsorship. Kidder Skis was great. They would fly me to all the tour stops, and then win incentives with each one of those companies. But that was about it. Nothing massive. Never got a boat sponsor.
I mean, it's still, like you say, nothing massive, but it's today athletes don't have that by and large.
Yeah.
They have nobody flying them to a stop. They don't, they're in some cases are getting skis and wetsuits and little stuff. But by and large, that's gone. And do you guys think that was because of the power of the tour at the time and TV?
It's shocking to me, and I'll say this till I'm 1 foot in the grave, that I can turn a television on Saturday morning and watch bowling.
Yeah.
But I will not see the world's most daring water skiers, jumping 230 feet or doing, triple flips and landing on their faces. It's like, what's happening? How did water skiing not expound on the good head start that I felt like we had,
Exactly. Like, what went wrong? What did we do wrong as a sport to not capitalize on that?
What went wrong? Hot summer nights, that program was bitching.
Yeah.
It was great. It was really fun. They had a great format. Yeah, so I'm bummed, and especially for these new kids that are coming up freestyling. Like, I wish that they had an opportunity for us to feel like what it was. Literally, when I started skiing on the tour, I felt like I had just joined the NFL. Like, it was such a starstruck moment for me because that's all I ever wanted to be. I wanted to be Scotty Clack and Mike Tolzmann and Harold Cole, and and I wish these kids they're doing so good, and they're trying, they're having a resurgence. But
Yep.
man, if they just had some corporate backing or some television coverage or
Television,
something.
like, did you guys feel like celebrities?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, during that, I was talking to my daughter about that not too long ago. It was really, I mean, I can't imagine what a true celebrity feels, when they walk into a restaurant or something. But I do remember going through the airport and people, they could, hey, there, I know him. But it's an odd feeling, but can't imagine an actor or something like that just surrounds them all the time. Hank, you know that you're a rock star.
Oh no,
you probably get you're in that industry now. You can
no. I try to keep my head low there, but no, but that was the thing. Like when we were at a tour stop, again, I was 19 years old, and people coming up asking for pictures and autographs and all this stuff, and I just wish it was like that for the kids nowadays.
Yeah,
I agree.
sure.
That's awesome. That's so fun for you guys. Like, that's cool.
So we had ESPN. They have podcasts. Back then, there was not NFL, all these racing channels.
Yeah.
All the money pretty much went to college. It's basic economics. Everybody lives near a college. So college football, college basketball has taken all of the money.
Yeah.
There's now 8 golf channels. All these other channels have made all the minor sports, water skiing, the girls'
cornholing championships, though.
I know
Really?
there's still some
cornholing
crazy stuff on that.
Yeah.
Water skiing could be doing this.
Yeah.
We could be. Water skiing could be there. Adam, freestyle jump may have been in its heyday at that time, but the board shop is in its heyday today. We talked about Jason Richling going 100 feet on one ski front. They are crushing it with the board shop.
Yeah, that's right. Summer's over, but we've all still got skiing on our minds, and they have fantastic deals on all their summer gear and accessories that you could ever want: boards, bindings, vests, apparel, and more. As we look ahead into winter and hitting the slopes, they're starting to get in all their newest and best winter sports gear to outfit you and your family.
Yep, and the board shop. Skiers get a discount at the board shop. Visit their shop in Lake Geneva or hop online at bswake.com. Use the promo code SHOW15 and get a discount on your purchase. That's bswake.com, promo code SHOW15.
Show 15?
Show 15. Hank's
Write
writing that down. All right.
Yeah.
They got all the goods you need.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get
Let's
after
get some
it.
jumpers, me and you. Let's go.
Man.
Hank was on the podcast a while back, and there was a time
guys,
in the podcast when he said he's ready to strap on the skis and do a mob again.
I was ready, and 2 months after we had that conversation, I snapped my ACL for the second time. And that's been a 2-year recovery.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it's the worst. And that was my second one on that side. So
That sucks.
my dream is still there. I still plan on hitting the jump. And
All right.
Let's do it.
I want to be older than Scotty when I do a mob, so I've got that. And I also want to be just old enough so Gino's going to have to go and beat me because I know he won't let it stand.
Let's do it.
That's great stuff. We're going to dive in. We're going to get into some stuff today, and this is kind of going to lead us there. What is the best jump you've ever seen performed? Whether you were in person or on video, what's the best jump you've ever seen in freestyle jumping?
Who you want?
You ready, Mike? Fire away. Best jump you've seen.
Yeah, well, I got clutch 720 at the finals at Indy. The 206 was pretty cool. But this one was Hank Amos was the only man in the world with balls to do a one ski double front flip. And had he wore gloves, he would have skied away with it, definitely. But I have enough confidence to attempt it on 2, but not 1. And that was the closest slow sink fall. And it was about 115 feet. By the way,
you did a double. You attempted a double one ski front.
Popped the handle.
I've tried double one ski fronts. I tried a double one ski gainer.
Woo!
That didn't go over so well. I tried a 720 mob in a tour stop and broke my foot. I threw an in-out 720 at a tour stop and made it. I just, if I landed my first 2 tricks, I was just going to try something crazy, you know? So if I made my first 2, I was just going to try something ridiculous.
What's the best jump you've ever seen made?
Michigan was the coolest thing.
Thank you, sir. I think I was there to see Zane's double front.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me that was
That's pretty cool.
Sensational.
All right.
I tell you what, that trick that I saw online just the other day,
that Ethan Schulda did.
That was badass.
The Mob. It's called
Straight
the Mob Rewind. Hank, I don't know if you've seen that.
I did. I saw it.
And it back landing on a one ski Mob.
That was pretty cool.
It's wild.
That's amazing.
Do you guys think that's up there with as one of the best tricks that's been done in freestyle?
That's cool. Yeah, man. Of course.
Absolutely. I would have never even thought to do that.
No. Yeah, I
know.
know. Yeah, that's money. I got to give him credit. That was cool. I had to go back and whoa. What did I just see? Yeah, that was awesome. Hats off, man. I got to tell you, because freestyle was dead for a while, and quite honestly, it was really kind of ticking me off because, they're just hucking tricks over and just doing like 50 foot, 40 foot. I'm like, come on, guys, it's just killing me. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. 30 years later, and this is all we're doing? Come on. Yeah. And now to see what they're doing today, I'm like, here we go. Now we're talking. We're talking. That's super cool. So I'm stoked for everybody that's doing it. The sponsors are helping out, the whole tour, everything, and Travers to support everything. It's cool.
Yeah, I think we got to thank George for starting that jump back thing.
Yeah.
FlymanSkis, getting the juice going.
Yeah, and the Buck Up tour. So they're having it's not on TV, but having a freestyle tour. In which part of their scoring system was distance, and we've talked about that in this podcast. Yep. They have multiple distance buoys out. You get a bonus on your score for distance. Has started encouraging guys to go bigger.
Yeah, that was the one thing I didn't want to see happen was to start seeing wakeboard tricks off a water ski jump, because it's just a whole different ball game when you're going 80, 90, 100 feet. It's just a different ball game than being able to do a one ski mob in 50 or 60 feet. I still want to see the guys launching. So I hope we can still do that.
Yeah. So is that really what you think the difference is between, freestyle jumping when you guys are doing it versus now is distance?
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference. Yeah. To Mike's point, you're number 4 out there on the water and you see 3 guys in front of you go over 100 feet, and you're like, all right, strap it on, let's go. We got to go. And they look better to me. I'm being biased, but you take a trick 100 plus feet, you can slow it down, you can make it look really clean. Hank is a testament of it. Is a long, laid out 100 plus foot gainer is just beautiful. It's beautiful. Rather than, a 40 foot, 50 foot, whatever. It's just better.
You guys, what would you say? So I want to dig in on that, on the distance thing. We like to, we glorify that, and I think sometimes, we frown on some of the shorter distance stuff, and yet the distance is coming back, which is super cool. So we're starting to see a blending of the eras coming back together, which is super awesome. With the distance, how many guys in your era were going 100 feet on a gainer 100 feet on a mob. Were there multiple guys? Only a few
Everybody.
guys. Everybody was going
Everybody.
100 feet. Every single guy. So all
Everybody.
three of you, Matt May, Zane Schwenk, Dave Reinhardt, Jeff Schmick, Dave Dotter, all 100 feet on mobs and gainers.
Yeah.
On two
Absolutely.
skis for sure.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And back to the distance, I could go 15 years, rain, sleet, or snow, and never fall in a gainer in a ski show. But once I put it out to the 100 mark, I can double munch
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
everybody and make an idiot out of myself. But I can get blindfolded. I can do a 65, 70-footer, 4 shows a day, 7 days a week,
Yeah.
blindfolded. But you take it to the 100-foot mark, I'm going to crash and make
Yeah.
an idiot out of
Hey, truth be told, guys, I wasn't doing tricks that long because I wanted to. It was because I was forced to.
Had to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Scotty said and Mike said that our format was when you see the guy before you and you're listening and you watch the crowd go nuts and all that and you're like, oh crap,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? So there were times I was cutting at the jump on one ski that I was terrified. Like I do not want to be going this fast, but here I am, and thank God it worked out 9 times out of 10. But it was rowdy, like how fast we were going. Like
Yeah.
it was rowdy.
Hank, did you get into the back landing stuff, or did you fade it out just before that?
Never did. I was a left foot forward skier, and that's my excuse. You know, excuses are like, you know what? Everybody's got one, and they all stink. But for a left foot forwards, it wasn't as easy to whip around backwards. So I tried a bunch of them, trying to land so I could pull to my
Yeah, but
hip.
you're landing blind. That's so hard.
You're landing blind.
Yeah.
It was a disaster. So I never really dug into those. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so like you had Dave and Zane and Gino and a bunch of guys doing back landings. What, to your knowledge, you guys, what? Because there's more back landing stuff now today, and we're gonna chat about that. What was the average distance on a back half, or even a front half, if a few guys were doing that too? Were they still going big,
I'm not
80,
sure.
80, 90 feet, or no?
What do you think, Mike?
last tournament in Portland, both Dave and Zane beat me with the back half, and they were both 95 and 98.
95 and 98 feet on back halves.
Because
Wow.
I 94-foot one ski front mob. They had to do the backlander to beat me, and they made it look like nothing.
Wow.
I mean, they landed it better than I've landed any trick.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
It was, it blew me away. I'm like, okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, we got guys. I'm going to lose track. Maybe Brad, our producer, can chime in here, but I think there's 7 to 10 guys today that are doing and have made back landings, jumping, that are active in the game. A lot of back halves, a handful of front halves.
How many one ski front mobs?
None. So some are trying. So some are So the front mob has gone out. So that's the thing. So the progression now for guys, like we talked about, the progression in your day was, heli, flip, gainer, mob, 720, then onto the one ski stuff. It is sometimes they skip heli. It's flip gainer, one ski flip, one ski gainer. Then right now it's a lot of guys are skipping 2 ski mobs and staying on one ski, and doing one ski stuff, or it's a mixed bag. So their next trick after a flip and a gainer, some guys are doing 720s, some are doing back halves, some are doing front halves. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. Because that's gotten reignited. A few guys made a back half and a few guys made a front half, and now people's eyes get big and like, I'm going to try that. And so more guys are trying it. Front mobs. So Eli Carson is doing, trying some 2 ski front mobs. I've seen some video of lately. But that went out of style. Only a few guys were even thinking about it. But we probably have, I don't know, 8, 10 guys that have done back landings. We've got guys going 70, 80 feet on back and front halves. Nobody's going
That's
100, but Cale Duquesne did one of the most beautiful front halves I've seen. He had a nice edge at it, big amplitude on a front half. I think he went 70 feet on it on a front half, which is nice. And Pete Hegarty and Cale Duquesne have hit the 80-foot ball, 70 and 80-foot balls on back halves. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's kind
Just
of
got to go faster.
Whenever I help George at any of his events, I really discourage two-ski mobs, two-ski front mobs, because of the risk of blowing out your knee. And we would really prefer them to just do one ski mobs and one ski back landings, because one under rotation, they won't ski for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So
Why didn't you tell me that, Mike?
high risk trick to blow out your knee when, do it on one ski. You're much safer than doing it on two.
Now you tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Things
There
I
you go.
should have known.
Mike probably knows this, but I don't know if you all have seen. We have a female freestyle jumper who is close to making a back half.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sarah Fedorowicz. She is breaking boundaries. She's got a beautiful one ski gainer, sticking one ski
Nice.
flips, and working on back halves as a female freestyle jumper.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
That's awesome.
He made it in practice, but not in the tournament.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're good.
she's gonna make one soon. That's gonna be fantastic. So
Let's
Yep.
go.
So
That's
Mike,
awesome.
good advice on regards to skip the two ski mob stuff. It's safer on one ski. Scotty and Hank, what other advice do you have for today's jumpers?
I'm a firm believer on fundamentals. If I ever do a clinic, I'm going to take you out on the water and watch you ski. First thing you're going to do is just ride and let me cut the wakes and let me see how you ski. You're going to hate it, but I'm going to back it down. You got to learn how to ride the ramp. You got to learn how to carry yourself and hit the ramp the right way and carry the speed into it. And I think too many people want to go right into learning tricks without learning fundamentals.
Yep.
I think it's important. And Mike, and I'm not going to speak for both of these guys, but I can guarantee you both those guys here can take a clinic and watch you go out in the water and just ride your skis down to the other end and tell you exactly before you ever hit the ramp that we got to get your positioning right, because you're not even riding your skis correctly. I mean, and talk about saving your butt. That'll save your butt, because you'll learn how to ride and you'll be in the right position. So fundamental. That's me.
I agree. I agree with Scotty. I'm all for, saving knees and whatnot, but I would never imagine trying anything on one ski before I could do it on two.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm old school. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't waste the abuse on my body crashing on one until I knew that I could handle it on two. So I think I'm opposite of Mike there.
okay.
Yeah. Everything Scott said, ditto. Fundamentals. All I have to do is look at somebody coming to the ramp and I see their hands are in the wrong place. You're going to fall. You're going to turn into the boat. They don't have their basic, once we fix their body position, boom, they're all going 90, 100 feet, and they rarely will fall again.
That's
Because
awesome.
we just got to teach them the basic fundamentals, and then they'll have it.
So knowing with freestyle as we wrap up today, it was in its prime when you guys were in it. Then it faded. Tour died. TV died. We get cornhole on TV instead of freestyle jump instead of water skiing. And there was a dark period, and now it's seeing a revival. From what you guys see from a distance, or even being involved in it a little bit, where do you see freestyle heading here based on what you're seeing?
They're
Right.
just going to get better and better, and they deserve to pay an entry fee to watch them. It's been a blast to see the buck up and see all the sponsors promoting it and getting it going. They just don't have a production like we had.
Right.
The demographics are just very difficult for them to get on TV, but sky's the limit.
Awesome.
They got the talent.
I tell you, the fact that we're having the conversation today is a testament to the talent that's coming through now, because it didn't interest me a few years ago because I just wasn't seeing progression, but now the progression is there. And this group right here is pretty fired up to watch. I'm watching it on my iPad and seeing what's happening. We're sitting back watching it. But to Mike's point, we're competing against so many other sports and so much other activity going on the weekends. It's really hard, but I think, through social media and through podcasts and through YouTube and whatnot, man, keep it rocking. I mean, I'm all about it. I think they're doing a great job. Heck, I'll go watch. I'll pay the money to go watch them. I'm all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very exciting time where we were so dormant for a minute, and now it's like, okay, there's a spark.
Yeah.
So I'll be at the next stop if I'm not out of the country or something stupid, but I can't wait to come and watch them live.
Yeah,
That's
me
awesome.
too.
Last dumb question here.
They send it.
Oh.
They got to send it with Peter.
Yep, there'll be one of those after this episode next week. There's going to be another freestyle jump competition, a night jump competition. That'll be fun. So,
Awesome.
Last dumb question: are there any tricks that you think are possible that have never been done, or have you conjured up in your brains back in the day that you wish somebody would try, or you think somebody can make, or you've noodled on? Like, I wonder if that's possible. What are those tricks?
Definitely a 1080's makeable. It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
1080.
it's for sure makeable.
Okay.
Because I rarely fell on a 7. I don't think a 1080 is that far out.
It's not.
But you didn't get paid accordingly.
No.
For me, it was a 720 Mob.
Yeah.
720 Mob.
I popped the handle on a couple. I came so close, and then I tried one at the tour stop, the opening stop in Orlando, and came around and snapped my foot. So that kind of put a stop to those. But I would love to see someone make a 720 Mob.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out there. I love it.
That was intense.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys.
Let's go.
There it is.
Yeah. Buck up.
Yep. Well, gentlemen, this was freaking awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
The guys in our era that watched Hot Summer Nights, are going to eat up this podcast because it's just so fun listening to you guys and the era and the stories and your ability and all of the things. And we appreciate you guys taking the time to share with us and be on this podcast today.
My pleasure.
boy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, boys, for keeping the sport alive. And
Yeah,
to all
thank
the up-and-coming young freestyle jumpers, guys and girls, keep going, guys. We're rooting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really
man.
appreciate you
Keep
guys.
going. We're loving watching you guys kill it.
Mike
I'm
is
loving
showing
watching
off
your
a
closet.
wardrobe
Look at-
here.
we're getting-
If you're watching on
Look at
YouTube,
Tolzmann.
Mike Tolzmann is showing off his old school wardrobe.
He's
I
got
love
every
it.
shirt from the Pro Tour. Look at that.
Dude, he wears that every day.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you,
gentlemen,
guys.
cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
You
Let's go.
boys.
That was long, but that was fun, Adam. Holy great stories from the past.
Like the stuff they were doing or attempting, like some of the stuff they were talking about, like 1080s and 720 Mobs and double fronts on one ski, like I can't even wrap my head around it. And these, as far as those guys were going, it's just like, man, it's just awesome. And it's fun to think back, as a kid watching ESPN Hot Summer Nights, we watched we watched those guys and more.
did.
And here we are talking about the resurgence of freestyle jump with them on our podcast. It's just, it's cool.
It is cool. And I wondered, like, I tried to get at it because the skeptic in me wondered if we, today looking back, over-glorify what they were doing at that time and the distances and if those were legit. And they were legit. Like, listen to those guys talk. Everybody could do a 100-foot one-ski gainer.
Yeah, it wasn't just one or two
No.
guys.
Everybody.
That was the standard.
That was the standard. And that's why they all had, because they knew in their score, like, they talked about it, like, okay, he's going that far. I can't go that far, so I have to do a harder trick. Or he's doing a harder trick. I have to go 20 feet farther on my mob just to have a chance. And so now they're all, so those guys, it was fascinating to hear that and the way they had to push themselves. And Hank's like cutting so hard, he's terrified going into the ramp.
Yeah. I think we understated the glory days
have.
of freestyle jump.
We may have.
And to think about it, Scotty touched on it a little bit about, he didn't really know what everybody was doing until, he came off the winter into that first tour stop. It's not like today where you know what everybody's doing as soon as they attempt it because it's on social media from 7 different angles set to music. And, they just didn't have that. Dave Reinhardt's like hanging out in the weeds in the lake.
He's literally videoing Mike Tolzmann as he's training. Yes. That's awesome
great
stuff. So really great having those guys on, those legends. Thank you to Hank and Scott and Mike Tolzmann for being on the show today.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsors. As always, thanks to Paul Stokes, the American Family Insurance Agency. Get stoked and stay stoked with Paul and American Family. The Board Shop, as always, summer and winter gear. We're getting ready for winter now. They got it all. Hit them up at bswake.com. And FlymanSkis, a freestyle episode, perfect here, talking about freestyle. Thank you to FlymanSkis. Get yours at FlymanSkis.com.
And, of course, thanks again to all of our listeners and our viewers. This is Matt and Adam, and this is The Ski Show.
Thank you for listening to The Ski Show, the ultimate show ski podcast with Matt and Adam. If you have questions or ideas for the show, find us on social media or message us at theskishowpodcast@gmail.com.